Ethan Ward, a cold and calculating millionaire whose life revolved around business meetings, contracts, and spotless routines, never imagined that a single afternoon would shatter the walls he built around his heart. After losing his wife to cancer 3 years ago, he had sealed his emotions in a vault and raised his daughter, Lily, with distance disguised as discipline, hiring nannies one after another who rarely lasted a month because Lily was fragile, quiet, and always sketching strange symbols she never explained, until the day he hired Grace, a calm, warm-hearted nanny with soft eyes and the kind of presence that made even the most anxious child feel safe. She arrived without fancy degrees or recommendations, just a heartfelt note from the hospital where she used to volunteer, saying she had a gift with children battling fear. Ethan almost dismissed her, but something in her voice, gentle, steady, sincere, made him give her a chance, a decision that unknowingly set destiny in motion. Within weeks, Lily bloomed in ways he had forgotten were possible. She laughed again, painted again, and even began talking about her mother without crying, all because of Grace's patient storytelling, silly dances, and quiet late-night moments where she held Lily when the nightmares came. But one stormy afternoon, everything changed. Ethan returned home early from a tense negotiation, furious from a failed deal, only to freeze at the doorway of Lily's room at the shocking sight before him, Grace holding a pen-like tool against Lily's arm, drawing dark lines on her skin, lines that looked disturbingly like tattoos. His heart dropped, a fire rising in his chest. "What are you doing to my daughter?" he roared, his voice shaking the walls. Grace, startled, dropped the marker, her hands trembling, while Lily instinctively shielded her arm, tears springing to her eyes in terror. Ethan rushed forward, grabbing Lily gently but frantically, examining the marks, intricate swirls, symbols, shapes that reminded him of the drawings Lily used to make after her mother died. Grace tried to explain, but Ethan shut her down with a harsh glare. "You were tattooing her. You were hurting her." His voice cracked, but not from anger, from fear, a fear he had refused to acknowledge for years. Grace whispered, "Please, sir, let me explain," but Ethan ordered her out of the house. Lily cried hysterically, reaching for Grace, but Ethan was blinded by panic until he carried Lily to the car and drove straight to the hospital. After long hours and multiple tests, the doctor came in with a look Ethan had seen only once before, the same expression the doctor wore the day they told him Lily's mother had cancer. "Mr. Ward," the doctor said softly, "your daughter needs immediate emotional stability. She isn't physically hurt, but these symbols, these drawings, they're coping mechanisms. They are connected to trauma." Ethan frowned, confused. "Trauma?" The doctor nodded. "Children sometimes express fear, grief, or denial through patterns they don't fully understand. Lily's symbols match the ones drawn by kids who fear losing another parent. She is terrified you might disappear like her mother did." Ethan felt his stomach twist violently. He had given his daughter everything money could buy, but not the one thing she needed most, love. When he asked about Grace's strange tattooing, the doctor explained that the pen was a harmless skin-safe therapy marker used by volunteers in pediatric oncology departments, designed to help children externalize fears through art. "Grace used these tools with terminally ill children," the doctor added. "Her method is unconventional, but it has saved countless kids from emotional collapse." Ethan's world stopped. He remembered Grace's note from the hospital, the gift with children battling fear. Realization crashed onto him like a tidal wave. He had misunderstood everything. Grace wasn't hurting Lily. Grace was saving her. Sick with guilt, Ethan sped home, hoping Grace was still there, but her room was empty. She had packed her few belongings and disappeared without leaving a note. Days passed. Lily refused to eat, refused to play, refused to talk. The bright spark Grace had brought into her life dimmed again, and Ethan felt something inside him breaking. Driven by desperation, he searched for Grace everywhere, calling hospitals, shelters, volunteer groups, but she seemed to have vanished. Until one evening, Lily came into his office trembling, holding a small envelope Grace had hidden in her backpack. Inside was a single message written in soft handwriting. When she draws on her skin, she is asking for help. Don't erase it. Understand it. Hold her through it. That night, for the first time in years, Ethan sat with Lily on the floor, holding her tiny hand as she drew the symbols again, not with panic, but with patience, and he asked gently, "What does this one mean?" Lily whispered, tears filling her eyes, "It means I miss Mommy, and I'm scared you will leave too." Ethan pulled her into his arms and cried harder than he had cried even at his wife's funeral, realizing how deeply he had failed her by hiding behind wealth, work, and fear. The next morning, he made the unthinkable decision. He shut down business operations for the first time in a decade and devoted every hour to being the father Lily needed. But he couldn't forget Grace, the woman who understood his daughter better than he ever had. Weeks passed, and one snowy evening, after volunteering at a hospital food drive to honor Grace's work, Ethan saw her across the lobby, helping a frail boy hold a cup of warm soup. For a moment, he froze, overwhelmed. Grace looked thinner, tired, but her kindness glowed as brightly as ever. Ethan approached slowly, voice cracking, "Grace, please don't walk away again." She stiffened. "Sir, you fired me." "Because I was afraid," he whispered. "Afraid of losing Lily. Afraid of losing myself. But you held my daughter when I couldn't. And you taught me how to be her father again." Grace's eyes softened, tears forming when Ethan added, "Please come back, not as an employee, but as someone Lily needs, and someone I need too." After a long silence, Grace nodded, just once, and in that moment Ethan felt something heavy lift from his soul. The three of them rebuilt life not with money, but with healing, laughter, and courage. Grace helped Lily break through her fears while Ethan learned to be present, protective, and emotionally open. Months later, Lily no longer drew symbols on her skin. Instead, she filled sketchbooks with vibrant worlds, of a family whole again, of a mother watching from heaven, of a father who finally understood love, and a nanny whose heart had saved them both. And Ethan realized something profound. Sometimes the richest people are the ones who have lost the most, until someone extraordinary walks into their life and gives them back what money could never buy: hope, healing, and a home. And to all watching this emotional journey, if stories like this touch your heart, inspire your soul, and remind you of the power of kindness, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, because more life-changing stories are coming your way, and you won't want to miss a single one.